So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug should look familiar, as should most of this look, because I just got done filming my Shop My Stash for August. So since that's a little bit on the short side, I decided not to change anything really. Darken the lipstick color a little bit. Just nothing big. So this is my I Like Cats More Than I Like People coffee mug that my oldest daughter picked up for me from a store of hers that she enjoys that was closing. I really love this little pattern. It has little kitties all over it, and then the gold lettering. It has this beautiful gold rim. I think it's a really pretty mug. It really is a cute mug, and there are times when I like people more than cats, but generally speaking, I like cats more than people, mostly, usually, some of the time, occasionally, depending on the cat and the person. Anyway, so today's tea is the same as the tea that I was drinking then, which is the Miracle Tree Moringa Organic Honey and Vanilla Tea. I just figured, big mug. Why waste the tea? So let's go ahead and get a sip and we can go ahead and get started. The honey is finally starting to show up a little bit, and she's cooling off. But as the honey is showing up, the vanilla is starting to disappear. So we will see how this one looks at the end of the video. Taste, not looks, but anyway, you get it. So today I am going to review the travel curl box I picked up, the Talia Wajid items that I opened here on the channel, and a few others that I have picked up since. A lot of them are going to be very brief reviews, but a few of them are going to be a little bit more in depth. There's very little in here that I'm not using, but we're going to start with the worst of the bunch, and that is the Girl+Hair travel items that I paid for from CurlBox. That included the moisturizing sulfate-free cleanser, a biotin infused hydrating milk, which I did attempt to use, even though this has glycerin in it. I believe this one had glycerin in it. Either that or the leave-in had glycerin in it. I did attempt to use, since this line didn't have everything I need, I sandwiched it between two things that would help reduce the issues that I've been getting with glycerin this summer. So I did try to use them all. The other one is the moisturizing leave-in conditioner, and then we have the protective restoring balm. Use this one time and basically no, not planning to use them again. There's no moisture in it. I honestly don't, there's no moisture in it. I don't know what it is, but there's just no moisture in it for my hair anyway. The shampoo felt it might work as a scalp cleanser, and there's kind of a minty feeling on the scalp, which I actually like. I actually enjoy that kind of feeling on my scalp. But there's no slip, and while my hair didn't feel dry, it was a bit tangled and the ends felt dry. As I've said in the past, the ends of my hair tend to be very sensitive to dryness and can get dry very easily. So I used a bit of deep conditioner in with my usual conditioner to try to balance that dryness out. In the end, it didn't really help much when using the rest of this line. The biotin infused hydrating milk, I don't know why they call any of this hydrating, because honestly it really didn't for me. Had a really nice consistency, but again, there was no slip, and it felt like it didn't bring any moisture at all to my hair. I do have high porosity hair, no, low porosity hair. My hair doesn't take moisture in as easily as some, so I think it's low porosity. If you have high porosity, things go in more easily. If you have low porosity, it's more difficult. However, that said, with my other products, I don't have that much of a problem. I do attempt to open up my hair with warm water so that things can get in there. However, that just didn't seem to work with these. If anything, it felt almost like it stripped what the conditioner put in. The leave-in didn't feel like it added anything either. The rest of my products all worked, that have all worked well in the past. and they still worked, but the lack of slip made finger curling harder. When my hair dried, it didn't look or feel right. Like there was a greasy layer over it rather than being soft. It was dry, frizzy, less volume. It was less defined. It was stiff. It was really strange. And I remember just being like, okay, I know you're not supposed to play with your hair, but this just does not feel right. It does not feel healthy. It does not feel like it's helping my hair at all. The next morning was the worst I've seen my hair since I started taking care of it. I didn't even try to refresh it. I just went ahead and re-rinsed. I had plans to try this in other product mixes like I usually do. There's just no way I was going to do that with this. The way this made my hair feel, even with the other items I was using, it wasn't going to happen. Maybe it helps with protective styles. It's quite possible. I don't do a lot of protective styles, and my quote-unquote protective styles are very, very simple, like a layer of connected ponytails down the back of my head, sometimes a bun, sometimes just clipping it up. I don't braid. I don't do Bantu knots. I would like to do Bantu knots, but I suspect I would look freaking crazy. I don't do any of the box braids. I don't do any of those things. But having used it in just my regular hair, I don't see how this can help anybody's hair. This could work for somebody, but for my hair, this is a no. This was bad. All right, so next we're going to talk about totally the opposite end of the Hair Plus Girl stuff, and that is the Talia Wajid Green Apple and Aloe Nutrition line. I got the shampoo, I got the curl definer, and I picked up the Hold Me Down Gelle. Oh Lord, these things smell so pretty. They really, really do. And I really wish the rest of the line was low to no glycerin. It's not. There's a leave-in conditioner, I think there's a regular conditioner, and there's one other item, and they all have glycerin in them, so I didn't purchase them, and the glycerin is within the first 5 or 6 ingredients. Because of the summer, I can't do that, but I tell you right now, after trying this line this summer and loving it, I'm planning on hopefully picking up at least 2 of the other items. The leave-in conditioner is one of those spray pumps, and I honestly don't like those for my leave-in conditioner. I like to be able to just get it into my hair, and I rake it in, and I do the rake and squish method of getting product in my hair for the most part. I very, very seldom use just a spray method. Anyway, so let's start with the shampoo. This is a low lather shampoo, and even that low lather feels very, very creamy. It left my hair smooth, tangle free, though my hair rarely tangles, and usually only if getting dried out or if the product is completely inappropriate for it, which often means it's getting dried out. And even the ends felt moisturized but clean. It left behind plenty of slip, mixed well with my InBody Works Coconut Shea Natural Co-Wash too. Sometimes when I'm using a co-wash, if I feel like I need just a little extra cleansing, but I don't want to go through and just use the shampoo, I will put in just a little bit of shampoo into the co-wash just to give it a little bit of boost. Some of the shampoos work that way and some don't. This one did. My hair felt clean but moisturized and balanced with plenty of slip and no tangles. This has become my favorite shampoo. I have another shampoo that I was using just before we purchased this, and I got this in that it's a good shampoo, but I don't use it anymore because I love this one so much. I'm hanging on to it for when this one's gone and I have to pay for a new one, because these are like $11 to $12 or something like that. So I will have a shampoo I can use, but this has become my absolutely favorite shampoo. I highly recommend it. The next item I picked up was the curl definer. This has got an interesting look and texture to it. It's actually kind of it's like your curl definers that are on the creamy side, but this one is a little thicker and stiffer, and the color is more of a vanilla white rather than a cream white. It is thick. It is on the thicker end, like I said, but I really, really do like this. It kept, maybe even enhanced the slip left from the washing and the leave-in I used. With a lighter hand, I could see the curls starting to form, even without finger curling. This didn't quite happen with larger amounts of it, so I do have to go light and easy on it. But overall, this has become my favorite, one of my favorites. I've got another one that's we'll discuss again that's in here. I love this stuff. Like I said, I do have to go light and easy because this is a very thick, as you saw, it is a very thick curl definer. It is not, it's creamy, but it's not on the looser end of that creamy kind of cream. I'm trying to define that. Some of them are, they still hold together, but this one is just really kind of thick and feels just a touch sticky. If you go too heavy-handed, this can weigh down your curls. So you want to go light just to make sure you're not weighing down your curls. But if you've gone on the lighter, if you go too light, you won't get that kind of hold. So you're going to have to find that balance that works for you. It really does seem to enhance the curl and enhance what's left from the shampoo and my leave-in conditioners that I use. So again, highly recommended, and it has that same smell. Green apples, nice and fresh. It's beautiful, and it doesn't smell at all perfumey. It smells like green apples. It smells really, really good. The last item I picked up was the Hold Me Down Gelee. Now, again, as with the curl definer, this is actually a thicker gel. Still has that beautiful scent, still has that nice creamy feeling, but I learned on the second day that I have to be very, very careful with how much of this I put in. I don't put in, when I do use gels anyway, I usually put maybe a quarter, sometimes a little larger, depending on the consistency of the gel. I have one liquid gel that I can do less of, but in general, it's around a quarter size for my whole head. With this, I have to go even lighter. The first day I used my standard small amount, and my hair retained enough slip to make a finger curling amazingly easy with no pulling. But my hair was also decently wet. The second day that I did it, my hair wasn't nearly as wet. I had gone heavy-handed with the curl definer. I went a little heavy-handed with this. And what these two will do is it's almost like they soak up that moisture, that water that's in your hair. And it made it a little harder to do that curling. But the first day, my hair was wet enough. I used my standard 1/4, maybe a little bit less of this. And I had enough slip to make finger curling amazingly easy with no pulling. It also gave me smaller clumps to work with, so I had a lot more curl in that sense, just a lot more areas that did that curly cue for me, so I didn't have to do a lot of separation. Really the easiest time I've had working with my hair. The second time I increased the amount and my hair felt stickier and it was harder to finger curl. So you have to make sure you have water. And I still ended up with amazing curl definition when dry, but there was still some frizz because I had to manipulate it a bit more. You definitely want to make sure your hair is decently wet when you use these and that you don't go overboard on the amount. These all worked well with my Holy Grail products, the InBody Works Almond Marshmallow Hydration Serum and the Coconut Shea Natural Hair Elixir, which I use all the time. It's supposed to help reduce my frizz. It does. I got minimal frizz despite the serum having glycerin as a second ingredient, and my hair seemed to improve every time I used them. Just really happy with the results that these 3 have been giving me. Highly recommend the line. It's become one of my favorites. I'm definitely planning on repurchasing them when I run out. I am obviously using them quite a bit. I love them. I love them. I love them. I highly recommend them. And if you're someone that has been having the same issues that I have been having this summer with glycerin, these products have low to no glycerin in them at all. I have to get one more smell before we move on. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're going to start with the InBody Works Coconut Shea Natural Curl Defining Cream. This was my Holy Grail curl definer before this one showed up. Still use it occasionally. I'm trying to use it up. This is more what you would see. You can see I've been using her. This is more what you would see a defining cream to be like. It is thick and creamy, but it's not stiff. It's a nice cream. My biggest complaint is the smell. It has a coconut smell, and I am not big on coconut. However, that said, it does pretty close to the same thing as the Talia Wajid, which is, it gives me nice defined curls. It scrunches in easy. I find it easy to finger curl. It gives me good definition. I don't need a lot of it like the Talia Wajid. I do recommend it, and again, it's another product that if you're having problems with glycerin, this has no glycerin in it at all, and yet your hair will feel moisturized. It's another good one. It's another one I do recommend if you're interested in trying InBody Works and you need a curl defining cream. This is a good one to have. All right, so let's get on to the shampoo that the Talia Wajid replaced, and that is the Shea Moisture Coconut Custard Make It Last Wash and Go Shampoo with cocoa butter and plant peptides. Cleanse and detangle kinky, curly, coily hair. This one does have glycerin, but it's low enough on the ingredients list that it does not bother my hair that much. It does a good job. It cleanses. Honestly, like I said, the other one, I just noticed it gives me more slip. It gives me much more of that balanced but moisturized feeling, no dryness. I don't think this dried out my hair. I don't think it tangled my hair. I think it left a decent slip. I think this one was more like, okay, yeah, it's a shampoo. That's the only way I can really describe it. It has a bit more lather than the Talia Wajid. So if you want something with some lather, this will work. If you need low glycerin, this will work. If you need no glycerin, it won't. It does have vegetable glycerin in it. That's what it looks like on my hand. It's kind of a really thick shampoo, which is fine. But one of my biggest problems with the Shea Moisture products in general is scent. I like what the products do. A lot of them are very perfume heavy. I much prefer to have the perfumes. If they're going to put perfumes in, I'd much rather have it near the bottom of the list, and Shea Moisture seems to put them in the middle or towards the top a little bit, and so they come out very strong. And like I said, it works. It's just the Talia Wajid is better for me, that I've noticed gives me much more balanced hair. It does work in my co-washes fairly well. Depending on the co-wash can sometimes get rid of that or reduce that scent, but I've also noticed that a couple of the co-washes, particularly the Aussie, can strengthen that perfumey scent, and it's bothersome. I think that's the biggest complaint I have about this. Anyway, it's not a bad shampoo. I didn't notice any dryness, or I would have not used it again. And as you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. Well, it's been up, but it's down to about here. So I have used quite a bit of it. So it's not a bad shampoo. It's just not a favorite shampoo. It's not a holy grail, something, my go-to shampoo is what I would say. I will probably end up using this up. It's just going to take me a while. If you're looking for something that's a little bit on the more affordable side, I had a real surprise with the Herbal Essences Bio Renew Sulfate-Free Honey and Vitamin B Daily Moisture Real Botanicals Conditioner. Can you guys like not have these huge long names, please? We do not need 15 words in the name of your product. But anyway, that all said, we were looking for something, conditioner on the less expensive side. Again, no glycerin. The ones that I had been using were low glycerin, but still had glycerin in them. I wanted something without glycerin, without dimethicone, and specifically without isopropyl alcohol. This met the bill, and it was like maybe $6. It wasn't all that expensive. This is a really surprisingly, for a For a non-ethnic brand conditioner, this is surprisingly thick to me. Most conditioners that I get from non-ethnic brands are on the looser side. This is very creamy. This is very moisturizing. It really worked well in my hair. It gave me slip. If I, like with stuff, but if I have anything that did dry out my hair, I think it would help ease through the tangles. It's a surprisingly good moisturizer, conditioner for the hair. I'm really enjoying it. And so if you're looking for something more on the drugstore end of things where you're not paying $12 to $30 a bottle, I would say check these out. We did look at some of the other, because the herbal essences, BioRenew, this particular kind of packaging, they have a ton of different lines or kind of different kinds of them. They have different bottles, but they have similar packaging on the front. Some of them do have glycerin, some of them do have dimethicone, so you will need to make sure to check the ingredients. But if you are looking for something on the lower end of hair care pricing, I do recommend this. When I rinse it, it leaves behind lots of slip. It leaves my hair feeling conditioned and moisturized and all of those things. So again, like I said, highly, highly, highly recommend it, especially if you're looking for something on the lower end. Alrighty, I have tried waiting for someone to come out and turn off that damn horn. We're just gonna try to get through this. We have the Shea Moisture Coconut and Hibiscus Hold and Shine Moisture Mist. This really surprised me. But anyway, so my hair dries out easily. I've mentioned this before, the ends in particular. And you're not supposed to touch it too much or you make a worse mess of it. So I've been having an issue with finding ways when I know my hair is drying out on the ends, especially towards the end of the second day, getting some moisture on my hair without playing with it. Almost everything I own is something that has to be raked or scrunched, or somehow my hair has to be manipulated to get it in there. I do that with this a little bit, but the nice thing about this is you don't have to do that. You can just spray it on and it does really well. I have the Hask spray that I love, but it's not good for warm, humid summers because the glycerin is the third ingredient. This is glycerin free, which is surprising for a Shea Moisture product. Shea Moisture products use vegetable glycerin in so many of their products. I think I've found a total of 3 or 4 so far that I haven't gone through everything. To be fair, I haven't gone through everything they've done, but almost every item you will pick up from them has vegetable glycerin in it, and it's usually higher up than the 7th ingredient. So, but this is glycerin free and leaves my hair soft, restores my curl. There is a very slight residue and it doesn't reduce the frizz as much as I like, but the scent is nice and my hair feels like it's getting what it needs. I like it, and I actually think I want to get a second bottle in my purse for when I'm out and about. This one I keep in my bathroom or in my living room, wherever I happen to be for the day. I just keep it with me, in essence, in the house. But it's a nice, and the other nice thing about this, same with the Hask, it's a very nice mister. So you can just spray it on. I know, I am just like putting shit all over my hair. Good thing tomorrow I'm washing, co-washing. But it's got a nice mist. It has a nice fragrance, and unlike a lot of the other Shea Moisture products, that fragrance is not really, really strong, and it doesn't really last. This is another one that I recommend if you're like me and you need to add a little bit of moisture. I recommend this. It's because it's a spray. You don't have to touch your hair. It does what your hair needs. It gets something in there. It just seems to help out. So next is the Curls Blueberry and Coconut Hair Milk. This stuff has no glycerin in it. It's totally glycerin free. I love the texture and scent of this. It is thick and creamy with this decent slip. I have been using this. I sometimes mix it with a Shea Moisture Restore and Strengthen leave-in conditioner, but usually I just leave this. I use this by itself. It gives me some nice moisture and all of that stuff. and it is glycerin free. I mix it with the other one because of the strengthening part of it. Guaranteed to moisturize the driest, curl, condition, and overworked tresses and encourage hair growth all in one step. So I've been trying to get my hair longer again. It's getting there. It's actually doing really well. The last time we checked, thank you, refrigerator. Last time we checked, it was at 16 inches. I'm going to be doing another length check next week and posting about it on my Instagram and in Facebook. But anyway, I like trying anything that helps with growth. I hadn't really seen a whole lot of growth using this, but it does have slip. It does get into my hair. It does make my hair feel nice and basically pretty creamy when you put it in. It does feel like it moisturizes my hair. So if you're looking for a glycerin-free leave-in milk or leave-in conditioner, this is one that you can use. I'm not sure I will be repurchasing it for a bunch of reasons. Price for the amount. This is 8 fluid ounces, but it's like a $13 bottle. And I'm going to try to see if the Bio Essences has any kind of leave-in or something like that. Normally the non-ethnic brands don't have much of anything, but I'm going to check it out and see if I can find something. But as you can see, I've been using it up with the amount of conditioner and leave-in and regular conditioners that I use. Just $13 a bottle isn't, for just 8 ounces, just isn't going to cut it for me. At least with the Shea Moisture stuff, you're looking about $1 an ounce, but this is a little bit more expensive. So that would be my only complaint about it. That, and I don't really think it actually does much for hair growth. But other than that, it does moisturize. It does have good slip. It is glycerin free, so it doesn't encourage any frizz. All right, last but not least, I just started using this about 3 weeks ago, and I have to admit that I was pretty skeptical. And at the price point, I probably shouldn't have. If I'd really thought about it, I didn't know how many ounces was in it when I bought it. And if I'd thought about it, I probably wouldn't have purchased it. However, like I said, I was pretty skeptical when I purchased it. I figured I'd get maybe a little bit of growth, a 1/2 inch per month extra. So I'd go from, you average on about a 1/2 inch a month. I do tend to go towards closer to 3/4 normally, but I've been taking 10,000 milligrams of biotin, I think about 3 to 5,000 milligrams of collagen, and otherwise take really good care of my hair. I have a high protein diet. I have a lot of those nutritional things going on. At night I put the InBody Works peppermint tree oil mixed in with the Curl Express twist and curl oils into my hair. The Curl Express has the rice milk stuff in it also, so I think I actually have a slightly higher hair growth than average because of those things. So honestly, I was expecting, okay, so if I get about 3/4 of an inch a month, I figured I'd get about an inch. I didn't think that it was going to be much more than that. And that is the Big Hair Food. I love their packaging. Big Hair Food. It's an interesting cross between a pudding and a gel, and an oil almost. It's very thick in here, but once you get it on your hands and rub it out to put on your scalp, because that's where it's supposed to go, is on your scalp, it thins out more like an oil. It has a nice tingle when you do that, so if you don't like tingly things in your scalp, you won't like this. You don't need a lot, and it's applied only to the scalp, because thank goodness, because it's expensive. I think this little 4-ounce jar was something like $16, so it is not cheap. The one negative I'm going to say that I noted when I started using it before we did any testing on hair growth or anything was that my hair became, my scalp became somewhat heat sensitive. So I very rarely use warm air on my hair when I'm diffusing. My particular blow dryer has an actual cool setting, and then a warm, and then a hot. And I very rarely use the warm setting, but there are times, like the days when I have to film and my hair is soaking wet for whatever reason, I need to dry more quickly, so I will use warm air at those times. And what I have noticed is once I started using this is that my scalp became a bit more heat sensitive than it was before. It has a borderline menthol-y scent. Yeah, it smells not quite, but almost like vapor rub. So it's got that menthol-y scent, but that scent does fade, and I don't otherwise notice it during the day. However, since starting to use this, I have noticed a couple of things. Again, repeat, I'm using collagen, biotin, and then I have hair growth oils that I use at night on my scalp in particular. So, and I eat a nice protein-rich diet and lots of all the other stuff you're supposed to have. So, but ever since I've started using this, I've noticed a thickening of my hair, and literally, when we first measured my hair before using this, I was at 16 inches. 2 weeks later, I was at almost 17 and a quarter. 2 weeks. Now I'm still using it because I'm still testing to see how far it'll go, but I honestly was not expecting over an inch in 2 weeks. Even with all the other stuff I was taking, I was like, okay, I'll have 3/4 of an inch in half a month or something. You know, like I said, it was just, I'll have half an inch in 2 weeks. I had my daughter help me. We got between 17 and 17 and 1/4 inches on the measurement of my hair. Even remeasured a couple times, actually. Seriously, 1.25 inches of growth in 2 weeks? Yeah, wasn't expecting it, didn't believe it, but seriously, my hair, yeah, it was. Had my daughter help out, we remeasured. So I'm really impressed. I am still testing this out. I'm on my 3rd week of using it, I believe. So at the end of next week, I will be taking another measurement to see where we're at. I have been off the collagen for about a week as well. So it'll be interesting to see where that ends up without the collagen. I do intend to stop using it at some point and see if we're going to go back to my normal post-menopausal my hair has thinned out thing again and see what happens. If you're looking to grow your hair, get longer hair, and you don't mind that menthol smell, and you don't mind that bit of, it's not as strong as peppermint, but it has that similar type of feeling. If you don't mind those things and you want to grow your hair, yes, you want to try this. You want to try this. Obviously, there's people who could have reactions to it, so don't come for me if you end up having an issue with it. Don't. I'm going by what I've experienced, and the thing is I'm not even sure people can tell the hair is longer because because of what's going on with the green apple and aloe, I'm having better curl pattern most of the time, and so more curl means more shrinkage. But yeah, it works. It works. I definitely recommend it. Recommend it a lot. So hopefully some of these reviews have helped you to find more products that will work for you. All I can say is I'm a 2B to 3A, possibly a 3B kind of girl. Got some curlies in here that are leaning on the 3B side, so 2B to 3B kind of girl. I have low porosity, and my hair is very sensitive to drying out. So if you think that from those qualifications, any of this stuff might work for your hair, and you're suffering glycerin issues from the humidity and the heat, here's some products for you to try. Anyway, so that's it for today, and I hope you like what you've seen. And if you do like what you've seen and you've not subscribed yet, I hope you will subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. I currently upload 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but we do have bonus videos a couple times a month usually, sometimes less. It's going to be a little less going on through the rest of the year. Kind of outspent my nickel, so to speak. However, my son's loot crates will be coming in, and you'll get to see the unpacking of those, as well as any indie brands that I managed to pick up. And for those, you definitely need to hit that notification bell. If you choose not to subscribe, we would be sad, really sad. However, you're always welcome back, and we'd love to see you again. And when you do come back again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. And it don't need to be almost as big as your head. It really doesn't. It doesn't even need tea. Bring wine with cheese and crackers. Something you enjoy while you watch with us. Anyway, this has cooled down significantly. I mean, I can hold it without any warmth at all, but I don't think it's cold, if that makes sense. We're going to go ahead and give this a sip and get on our way. Give my voice a rest. Give you a rest. And yeah, so let's go ahead and see what has happened to our vanilla and honey. The flavors have flattened out. They have flattened out significantly, actually. Getting more of the honey, but again, it's barely there, barely there. This is cool. It's not cold, but it is cool. So I would have to say that this does not make a very good cold tea. Not a problem, honestly. I have my cold teas that I enjoy. Anyway, so that's it. Hope you all have a great day.